Alberto Cogliani, welcome to Nature of Reality Radio. First time I'm doing an interview on Zoom, chopping at the bit to do this. I usually do them on Skype. I had always been doing Skype because that was the way it was done on Blog Talk Radio and also Capricorn Radio for the short time that I had been on that. And some people say Zoom and is better than Skype, but I don't really know if anyone is better than the other. Word on the street is Zoom can be sabotaged not as easily as Skype can, but I don't really know if there's really much of a difference there. But anyhow, the important thing is I have you on my show now. I listened to your interview with Alfred Webre. You had some very, very important things to say there. A lot of things about what's going to happen in the future. We've only got an hour here, so I don't think it's really necessary for you to tell your life story and all that. If you want to just have a few bits and pieces on that, who you are, for those that are familiar with you, please do, but keep it short, sweet, to the point, because we've only got an hour, and then I want you to say everything that you can say about what your sources are, how you met your sources, who they are, where they are, how you interact with them, and what have they told you about what big things are in store for humanity in the hopefully not too distant future. You've got the floor. I will not interrupt you. I put myself on mute right now and shut up. Go right ahead, Alberto.
Thank you so much, Andrew. Welcome, and hello, everybody. So 26 years ago, I met a great spiritual master, and he took me as his disciple, and I lived in the spiritual center for 12 years, and I achieved one level of enlightenment. There are many levels of spiritual enlightenment, and now it's 26 years that I do techniques to experience enlightenment, and I've achieved one of the levels, and this can give me the capacity to see the timeline. The timeline is the future. I can see the Akasha. The Akasha is the memory of the universe, which contains the past, the present, and the future. And so now I can see the timelines, and I can see the future of this planet. And so I can see what is going to happen, and I can tell you immediately that everything is going to change, and we are going to have paradise on earth. This is a matter of fact. Now, this is also confirmed by esoteric books and by the last channelings that we have here on the planet. The last contact, the contactees with extraterrestrials lately are saying the same thing. And the last channelings, like Barbara Marciniak, Bashar, Dari Lanka, they are saying the same thing. There is going to be a renaissance of consciousness on this planet. And that's what if you see my videos, it's 5 years that I say that. I got it in meditation 5 years ago. That is going to be a renaissance of consciousness. There's going to be a spiritual renaissance. There's going to be a complete change. This planet will become paradise. It's being confirmed by every source, possible source. The last channelings, the Corey Good. Please read and study everything about Corey Good. Corey with Y, Good, G-O-O-D. Corey Good is a great man who is in contact with many extraterrestrials. And he's saying exactly what I said. He's talking about the Mandela effect. And the Mandela effect is the change of timeline. We have changed, we have shifted timeline. We are in a new timeline, which is completely positive. And there's not going to be apocalypse, no Armageddon, no catastrophic shift. The planet is going to ascend. The planet is already now in fourth dimension. It's in 2029, is in fifth dimension, and the game is over. 2029, this planet is the fifth dimensional planet. It's made of ether. That's why the magnetic field of the planet is decreasing, because the planet is becoming ether. Ether, fifth element, plasma. So it's going to happen, and our bodies are going to become crystal instead of carbonium. So in 9 years, this planet, there will be no wars, no death, no old age, no negativity, no darkness, no suffering, we will have incredible technology. We will have teleportation, time travel, light speed travel everywhere in the universe. Stargate, that you point where you want to be in the universe. In 1 second, you are anywhere in the universe. We have already all these technologies. We have on planet Earth, the Army of the United States, the Navy, and has this technology already. They have 10,000 years advanced more technology, and they are giving it to us. President Trump said you have to give it to the people now, and they are doing it. They already gave us the magnetic field transportation, free energy, and now Trump, 20 days ago, Trump said that in 1 year we will have the Tesla chambers. Tesla chambers. It means it can cure anything, and it can age regression. It brings age regression. You can the body of the person can go back 30 years. So we are going to have incredible technologies in a few years, and there will be no wars, no problems, no negativity. We will be enlightened. Our DNA will be reactivated complete reactivation of DNA, complete all the chakras open and activated. We will be all enlightened. We will spend, now the planet will change completely. We will have all the technologies in the universe. We will have, and what we will do then? We will spend the entire day expressing our creativity, because this planet will become the Florence of the Renaissance. This planet will become the planet of the Renaissance. We will be all artists. We will wake up in the morning, 1 hour meditation, then you play the violin, then you go to swim, then you eat, then you go to paint, course of painting, then opera, then singing, then dancing, then at night you go to theater. This will be our life. We will not work. Don't know work, absolutely, there's no need. We have technologies now that you can push a button and anything that you want instantly materializes. This is a matter of fact. The Army of the United States has this machine. It's the evolution of the 3D printer. It's a 3D printer, can print anything. Already now we can print food. Already now we can print a heart. A real heart can be printed. Already now we can transform air into proteins. So we will have incredible technologies in 9 years. We will have a shifting consciousness. We will all be spiritual. We will have all our chakras open. We will be all enlightened, all clairvoyant, all seers. We will be in 5th dimension in 9 years, not in 20 years, not in 100 years, in 9 years from now. This will be 5th dimension concretely. It's the first time that the planet becomes so powerful that we have such a shift in consciousness. So we will be, now this is I tell you a secret. This planet is a project from entities from Sirius and the Pleiades, especially Sirius, star Sirius A. This solar system is the creation of Sirius A. In fact, in the esoteric books, it's written that Sirius A is the soul of the solar system. Yes. And my master said once, you created this planet. This planet was created by you, for you. What does it mean? We created it. I come from Sirius. My master comes from Sirius. We created this whole system. And now the original plan for planet Earth is 5th dimension, enlightenment. We are all enlightened, like my master. My master is enlightened, he's an artist, he's always doing art. What my master is, that's the blueprint. That's the blueprint. We will all be like that. We will all be like that. This is the original plan from Sirius. Now we are going back to the original plan. 300,000 years ago, there was interference by extraterrestrials, negative extraterrestrials that took over. They took over. Now it's finished. They go back. They go away. They go away. We go back to the original plan. The original plan is Sirius, that we are all enlightened. We are all artists. We spend all day expressing our divinity through the arts. And this will be the planet of the arts. The new age will be the arts. It will not be a new religion. No religion. There's no need of religion anymore. There's no need of politics. There's no need of industries, factories. There's no need of anything. We will have everything in our hands. And we will be like gods. And we will be the gods of the earth. And that is going to happen. So that's the story. Do you have any questions?
Yes, I got a lot of questions. And regarding first of all, there's a lot of people who are going to hear this and say, oh my God, not this again. We've been down this road before. You're giving dates and you're giving like a dreamland paradise on earth that some people like David Icke and Andrew Bartz, two names in particular, would say talking about this stuff and espousing it at a public level is kind of a bad idea, because you're kind of giving people an incentive to sit on their asses and do nothing and be couch potatoes and be lazy and apathetic and thinking, oh, I don't have to do anything because up until the year 2029, 2030, everything is going to be great. Now I don't have to do anything. And that's, well, no, that's not the way to do it. I have asserted, in fact, funny, I mentioned this, I just, an hour
But that's
ago,
exactly what's going to happen. This is exactly what's going to happen. And I know that if people hear this, they can become lazy. And that's the danger. And that's why I tell you a secret. The spiritual guides of this planet, the Masters of Shambhala, Shangri-La, they know that everything is, that we are saved and sound, and that nothing's going to happen bad. Only earthquakes. Only earthquakes will be the only bad thing. There will be big, huge earthquakes. It's the only thing that the extraterrestrials cannot stop. The extraterrestrials can only move them to places where there are less people and decrease the intensity. But there will be terrible earthquakes, I tell you this. So you see, I'm not just selling dreams, I tell it like it is. There will be earthquakes, but that's the only thing, the only bad things. For the rest, the Illuminati is under arrest now. The Gesara and Nesara is implemented right now. In November, they would say that Gesara is implemented. So Gesara and Nesara, National Economic Social Act, and Gesara is Global Economic Information Act, which means go back to the Constitution of American Constitution, go back to the Republic of the United States, go back to the gold standard, go back to common law, disbursement of money to the people. This is Gesara, this is Nesara. So we will have, that's the beginning of the new age, the starting of the arrest, Illuminati, which is happening right now, they will say in November, and the implementation of Nesara. And I'm creating an organization called the New Renaissance of the Planet, New Planetary Renaissance. And I have created 10 points. First is to start Nesara Gesara, which is happening. Second is the contact with extraterrestrials, which is happening very soon. Third is creation of the New Renaissance of the Arts, which is happening. Fourth is the beginning of a new world, a new one only humanity, which is based on the BRICS and the G77. G77 is the new, they're trying some countries to get together and create a new world all together, all humanity together. And the BRICS is starting also. BRICS is Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. Putin is working for the light. Trump is working with QAnon and the Alliance. The White Hats, read everything you can about the White Hats. You find on the internet. White Hats. The White Hats are getting the power in the Pentagon and in the army. They have the power now, and they're going to change everything. They're going to change the planet. The White Dragon Society from China is taking over. So the positive forces on the planet Earth have created what is called the Alliance, which is QAnon plus the White Hats plus all the good powers, the positive power on the planet. And the Alliance is taking over. The Alliance is taking over the power on the planet. The Illuminati are finished. Everyone says that. We know that. They know that. They knew it when this.
I know it's coming, but as far as the time period and what we can expect to see, there's a couple things I want to point out here. Before you started talking, I was going to say that Andrew Bartz, I put a comment on his timeline saying the reason Andrew Bartz is saying don't think about Nesara and Gesara. It's just a psyop. It's been implemented since the 80s, and it's nothing to think about. Well, he's just saying that because he doesn't want people to be lazy, and I happen to think that that's not a bad strategy to try to downplay so people don't get lazy. But then again, you have to acknowledge that it's happening because the vibrational frequency of the Earth rising will allow for it to happen. And in regards to when this is going to happen, there's a couple of dates and specific things in those time periods. They say when you give dates, you're going to have egg in your face because nothing's going to happen at that date. But the probabilities and all allow for these things. First of all, the idea that America is the Roman Empire, the modern era, and that Roman Empire, the modern era, is supposed to come to an end around April 8th, 2024, which is the day that solar eclipse transits across America. There's also the end of the Pluto Capricorn cycle around that era. And up until then, they say that America is going to be like an American Revolution / Civil War of sorts, and it's going to get kind of ugly. But then again, after that April 22 date, all the ugliness will eventually turn into something positive. And well, I hope that's the case. But I also wanted to point out, because you mentioned 2029, it's interesting how in the Terminator movies, that 2029 was the year that the Terminator went back in time to 1984 to kill Sarah Connor to prevent her from giving birth to John Connor to create the resistance against the machines. Of course, those movies are based on a negative timeline. And David Icke recently said that he sees around 2029, 2030. He gave 2030 specifically as a time period when there's going to be a singularity of sorts where humans and machines will work together. But I presume that David Icke, even though he always talks about negativity so much, and I can't criticize him for doing that, but he seems to be thinking that we're on a positive timeline, and in 2030, humanity and machines will actually merge in a good way, so that paradise on earth, it'll be humans, it'll be nature, and don't exclude the machines. In fact, a recent Star Wars movie, one of the quotes was, never underestimate the power of a droid. And a lot of people don't seem to think that machines are good, because you can envision like children playing on their computers and videos games, and that keeps them away from nature. Well, no, you got to have a little bit of a balance. You got to enjoy nature, and you also got to enjoy your microchips, so to speak, not your microchips that enslave you, but your microchips that do good for you. And David Icke does assert that around 2029, 2030, that's when human and machines will be able to live in harmony. Does that resonate with what you're saying about 2029 and 2030 being
exactly?
Yeah,
exactly. But you see, David Icke has a limited view, because he does not have the source that I have. I saw the future already many years ago, and I can see the timelines, and I can tell you that, and I tell you this, we have shifted timeline. We have shifted timeline. We ourselves from the future, plus a group of extraterrestrials from the Pleiades and Sirius, have shifted and managed to shift timeline. It's all a matter of timeline. Planet Earth does not exist. There are many planet Earths. There are many timelines. Every extraterrestrial group is trying to insert, to put their timeline, the timeline they want. Now the timeline, the point is, the timeline that now is happening, is taking over, is the positive one. We have shifted timeline. We are on a new timeline that has never been implemented, never been thought of. In this timeline, there is only ascension. There is no apocalypse anymore. The fact that New York City is still standing, is proof that we have shifted completely timeline, because we are in a new timeline when there is not going to be a pro-apocalypse, there's not going to be Armageddon, there's not going to be catastrophic shift. One of the contactees in Italy, Niccolò Di Lella, who is in touch with the Galactic Federation, they told them that we shifted timeline a few months ago, and there will be no catastrophic shift. So in 2029, we will be already paradise on earth, completely, totally. Already now, you will see now. I am amazed that still we are still playing here, that there are still problems. It's not the point is this: the guys on this planet, long ago decided that we are going into ascension. They don't tell us, because otherwise we get lazy. They don't tell us. If we knew, I am lazy because I know what's happening. I know the truth. I know that the light has won, as they say. Yes, this planet is saved already. Since a long time it was decided. The guys of the planet decided it. They don't tell us, because otherwise everybody would become lazy. If you knew what I knew, you also would become lazy. And what I know is that everything is going to shift, change, and everything is going to be wonderful. That's the point. They have to. The guys of the planet are letting us have problems, because otherwise we never grow. You never grow if you don't have problems. If you don't have obstacles, if you don't have problems, if there were no darkness. One of the contactees, the extraterrestrials from the Pleiades, they said, if you had no darkness, they said, in the end, you will be grateful that there is darkness on the planet. Otherwise, you would become lazy. So
Good point. Yeah, I was making that point earlier myself. And there is a document that I downloaded that has some dates. Here we go with dates again, but it's worth pointing this out. If the probabilities are accurate, then it's worth talking about this. Bo Polney, who has done some interviews with Greg Hunter of the USA Watchdog radio show, has come out with some document called God's New Era, in which he talks about biblical prophecy being revealed in the era that we are in. He talks about this great flood of 150 days going from April 21st to September 18th, 2020 of this year. That's the great flood, 40 days plus 110 days, 150 days. I'm not sure where the 110 comes from. I don't really have time to look into that. But anyhow, the point is, major world transition around ending September 18th, 2020. And he says, among things, U.S. dollar begins to fall, hyperinflation begins, new gold and silver monetary system, gold rush and silver fever in that time period. He says new era officially begins April 26th, 2021. He says in Bible, Noah's family and the animals come out of the ark and step into a new world. And then he's giving other future dates after that later on. And I don't think I need to go into those future dates at this moment. But what exactly do you have to say about this September 18th around the fall equinox, and also April of next year, late April, being the time period where we're actually maybe going to see the gold standard implement? It's also worth pointing out Donald Trump, recently in the White House, he removed the pictures of George Bush, one of George Bush and one of the George Bushes, not sure which one, and Bill Clinton, and replaced them with William McKinley and Theodore Roosevelt. Thing about William McKinley, he tried to get America on the gold standard, and he was unfortunately assassinated by this patsy who was probably under mind control by the bankers. And Theodore Roosevelt, he wanted to be a good guy, but he was kind of manipulated in a sense to the point where he was creating imperialism at a domestic level with the whole national park thing, which seemed like a good idea, but it really was abuse of government authority. So having Roosevelt's image on Mount Rushmore is a travesty, but still he wanted to do good things, and so did William McKinley. So I think by Trump, by removing Bush and Clinton, who are traitors, and putting McKinley and Roosevelt's images on there, he's trying to turn back the clock in a sense to get us to the gold standard new era, age of prosperity. And do you see that happening maybe September 18th and April of next year as key time periods? What have your sources told you?
November 2020. November 2020. Anyway, before the end of this year is the big change, and you will see it. In November, we will know that GESAR has been implemented, which means go back to the Republic of the United States, go back to the Constitution of the United States, go back to the gold standard, go back to gold common law and disbursement of money to the people. So we will know in November that the new era is starting.
So you say it's November. Okay. We can't give exact dates because nobody can give exact dates. It's all going to play out in a certain way. So all
a friend of mine, Andrew, a friend of mine, I tell you my sources, a friend of mine works in collaboration with the Secret Service of the United States and the Pentagon. That's why I tell you what I told you.
Okay, fair enough. And I also listened to an interview that Mike Maloney did with some guy who is really big on gold and silver stocks and such, and he mentioned that Donald Trump recently hired someone on the bank Federal Reserve Board who's really wants to push the gold standard. I don't remember her name off the top of my head, but she really is supporting the gold standard. So it seems like these things that are happening are supposed to happen. The things that are supposed to happen are happening, and the people that are being implemented are implemented. Now, Donald Trump, you said he's trying to be on our side. He wants to fight for the Constitution and common law, and Vladimir Putin does too. But there is something I need to bring to your attention, and sorry to get all negative and all. I've said this before, but it bears repeating. It has been said that Donald Trump, even though Donald Trump the man wants to fight for America and kill the bank like old Hickory Andrew Jackson did, and he wants to do what JFK did before he had his brains blown out in Dallas in '63, Trump does. Donald Trump and also Vladimir Putin same degree, are not completely free from an Illuminati manipulation, and they won't be until 2024 April, when Brad Johnson says that should be the end of the Illuminati manipulation. But until then, they're going to try to keep fighting us, and they're going to be doing some bad things. And one thing in particular, and I've said this over and over, and I got to say it again, I'm sorry, but it bears repeating. It was brought to my attention in
Putin. No, so it's all wrong. It's all wrong. Putin, number one, Putin said publicly that he wants to destroy the Illuminati. Second, Putin is collaborating with the Pleiadians extraterrestrials. Third, Putin has exiled the Rothschilds. Fourth, Putin has said that he wants to destroy Soros. Fifth, Putin and Trump are collaborating. It's known that they hear each other often on the phone. So Trump is not a saint. Trump is a little crazy, aggressive, but he's not Illuminati. He's not working for the Illuminati. Hillary Clinton is a devil. She is a top Illuminati.
No doubt she's a devil.
No doubt. So Trump is crazy. He's aggressive. He's egocentric, but he's not Illuminati, and he's not working in collaboration with the Illuminati. Putin now is working totally for the light, for positive forces, and Trump is working with QAnon and the Alliance and the White Hats.
Well, that's good to know. But I did want to point out, though, when I was at the Conscious Life Expo in February 2018, Ted Marr, he brought to my attention the fact that when Donald Trump had that meeting with a man who, for all intents and purposes, could be called the Emperor Palpatine of planet Earth. I am talking about Henry Kissinger. Henry Kissinger told Donald Trump in May of 2017, "You will do what my minions and I tell you to do, or else you and your family will be dead." Okay, if Henry Kissinger told Donald Trump that, how can we be sure that Donald Trump is not going to give in to the fear? How do we know that Donald Trump is going to tell Henry Kissinger, "You can take your Zionist, your globalist agenda, and I'll shove it down your ass and cram it down your throat"? How do we know that he's not going to give in to the fear of...
Trump knows that the Illuminati are losing now control. Of course, Trump knows them very well. There's a discourse where Trump talks about the deep state, and he says that they're losing control. They are losing their power. He knows it very well. That's why Trump is. It looks like is ignorant about these things. But it's not true. He knows very, very well what's going on. Behind Trump, there is QAnon. So the Alliance. Trump knows very well. Trump knows everything about Tesla. Trump knows everything about the technologies of the Army of the United States. Trump is going to give us the Tesla chambers. Can heal In 5 years ago, if you see my videos on YouTube, I said to Alfred Webre in Exopolitics, I said it. Everybody, watch the video on YouTube, Alberto Cogliani, 2025 Ascension Portal on YouTube with Alfred Webre. Watch it. I gave it 4 years ago, and I said everything that would happen. I said about Gesara and Nesara implementation. I said about the new technologies being given. I said that the first revolution would take place in medicine. And now in 2017, they said at the radio, they said there's been a revolution in medicine. And 2 months later, they said on television, there's been the new era of biomedicine is starting. I said it years ago. So I know very well what's going to happen. And I tell you, the next thing we are going, and you know what is the next thing we are going to have? We will have age regression and teleportation. Yes, that's the next thing coming. These two things, age regression, teleportation. Remember, mark my words.
That's good to know, and I can certainly go along with that, knowing that Donald Trump's uncle was one of the people who took Nikola Tesla's technology from Nikola Tesla's hotel room, the one that he died in. Donald Trump's uncle was one of the people that confiscated that, so I can imagine that Donald Trump has that. But I just need to make sure that Donald Trump, even though he's fighting for us, if there's any weak links that Donald Trump has, it's good for us to know what those weak links are. And it's good for us to give Donald Trump a kick in the pants so that he doesn't let those weak links succumb to him. David Icke, you criticized him and all, saying he's on a different timeline, different sources and all, but he did a very good expose and review about how Donald Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, is for all intents and purposes in bed with Benjamin Netanyahu, who in some regards is the other president of the United States, if you're talking about Zionists manipulating things in America. And of course, Benjamin Netanyahu would answer to Henry Kissinger, because Kissinger, like Emperor Palpatine of planet Earth, he's the one who's manipulating things behind the scenes from the Zionist standpoint. Kissinger's masquerading as a Jew, and so's Netanyahu. They're really not Jews, they're Zionists who want to, they're going to fight for the globalist agenda to the bitter end. Even though they're losing, they're still going to fight for it. So as long as they're doing that, I think it's in our best interest to to tell Donald Trump, you can't give in to these guys. You have to tell them, I'm going to shove your agenda down your throat, and I'm going to keep fighting for humanity's best interest. Do you have anything to say about Netanyahu and Kissinger still manipulating Trump? And if they are, what can we do about it to stop that so we can speed up this this rate at which we're going to be free?
Netanyahu is top Illuminati, like Clinton, like Hillary Clinton. And Kissinger is also top Illuminati. The point is that the Illuminati are finished. You know, the point is that they're under arrest now. There's not going to be, there are many sources that say that they've been already executed, even executed. So, and there are clones. What you see now, there are clones. So in November, they will announce that the many important people on the planet have been removed. So they are being removed right now. Netanyahu is under, they're going to arrest him. Is under, they're finding out it's been corruption. They know that he's corrupted and is going to jail for corruption. So we know that. So the top Illuminati now are being removed. So the game is over. You know, this moment now, right now, is the darkest hour before dawn. That's right now. It looks so dark now. It looks like the Illuminati have won. It looks like there's no hope. It's all false. It's ridiculous. The guides of this planet long ago decided already that we are safe and sound, that everything is going to be wonderful, and that everything is going to change, and we are going to have paradise on earth. They know, but they don't tell us. They don't tell us. They don't tell us because otherwise we would become lazy. So we have to deal with this, you know, the Illuminati, the reptilians, the Greys, the Archons, the artificial intelligence, negative artificial intelligence. This we have to. It's a way for us to grow. You know, the Masters of Shambhala said the state of peace. Every person on the planet has to achieve the state of peace with his own effort. The Masters of Shambhala. Now, people read everything about the Masters of Shambhala. Shangri-La is called Shambhala. Read the book Voyage to Shambhala by Angie Vaudin. The Master of Shambhala said, we of Shambhala, we have enough power, enough psychic power, that we could easily instaurate, create peace on earth, easily in 2 seconds. Everything will be wonderful, peace, no negativity, everyone is an angel. They could do it in Shambhala. They have this power. Shambhala is a place in the ether, in the mountains of Tibet, where all the enlightened beings will live. Master Jesus, Master Kutumi, Master Moria, Master Rakowski, Master Hilarion, Master DJ Cool, the Tibetan master. So, and they are guiding the planet, humanity. And they said we could easily create peace on the planet in 2 seconds. We have so much power, psychic powers in Shambhala. We could easily peace everywhere on the planet, peace and paradise, planet Earth. And we don't do that because it would be a childish mistake. Even now, humanity now, this moment is terrible for humanity. There's so much darkness and suffering and pain and negativity, but it's all worked out. It's all worked out. It's all figured out. It's all planned. It's all planned. One day a person say to the extraterrestrials, but look, there's so much darkness on the planet. There's so much negativity and suffering. And they smiled and they said, you know, we can change it in 1 second. But if we change it, if we stop it, then you don't grow. Then humanity on planet Earth doesn't grow. So what do? You stop negativity and humanity doesn't grow anymore? Or you let humanity suffer and grow? Now, I tell you what's happening. Humanity on planet Earth is at the end of 3rd dimension. The planet is already in 4th dimension, it's going into 5th dimension 2029. But humans on this planet are still stuck. We are stuck in 3rd dimension. And because we have karma. It's a matter of karma. We people on planet Earth, we have to do 2 things, the extraterrestrials say. We have to rise our frequency by becoming more spiritual, and we have to demand the release of hidden technologies by the US Army. And that's exactly what's happening. Trump, I said it 2 years ago. Trump is going to, in 3 years, is going to release, to force the army to give us the technologies. That's exactly what it's doing. The next thing is going to give us age regression, cure all diseases, teleportation in 2024. 2024, we will have teleportation. So we are going back now to the original plan for planet Earth. And we are going to have all the technologies. We are going to be all spiritual. I teach spirituality. I've created an organization where I teach spirituality, and I'm planning to do everything. I've created a school in Italy where I teach spirituality, and I created an organization to start the New Age. We are going to start the New Age. It's very probable that New Age is starting in Florence, in Italy. Yes, it's going to happen like this. In Florence and Rome, exactly the same point. Leonardo da Vinci was the head of the Blue Lodge of Sirius. It was a sect in the Renaissance, a spiritual group, a sect. It was called the Blue Lodge of Sirius. And he had to start a New Age, and they didn't make it. We are going to make it. We are going to start the New Age right now. It could be that the end of this year already we started. It looks so dark, but it's so fake. All the darkness that you see on this planet is a big delusionary ghost. I'm amazed that there is still so much negativity. It should not be. It's not supposed to be. We were supposed to be in the New Age already 7 years ago. We were supposed to be in the New Age. So it's a matter of minutes from the point of view of the Akasha, from history. It could be this year already, we start everything. We start the New Age. There's a very small chance that the extraterrestrials land this year. Very small chance. Because they have asked to the Council of Saturn to land this year and stop this crazy thing on this planet, because it's meaningless anymore. At this point, what is happening on this planet at this point has no meaning. There's only one thing, there's one reason only why. There's only one reason why the Masters of Shambhala and the extraterrestrials are not intervening directly. That we have to work out and neutralize our karma. We have many people on this planet still have a lot of 3rd dimensional karma. They have to work it out. They have to wipe it out. And nobody can wipe it out for you. You have to do it yourself. So that's why you see so much wars and pain and suffering and the virus and all the vaccinations and the chemtrails and the microchips and everything. It's all 3rd dimensional karma. And so we are going to work out our karma now. The Corey Good, please everyone see the videos of Corey Good, who is in contact with many extraterrestrials. And they told him we have to do 2 things on planet Earth: rise our vibration by becoming more spiritual, demand the technologies, the release of technologies by the Army of the United States. And we are going to do exactly that. And we are going to now to finish our karma, to finish our third dimensional karma, and we are going to enter the fourth dimension and the fifth dimension before 2029. So it's all a matter of karma. The reason why there is still so much trouble, pain, and suffering on this planet is only third dimensional karma.
Thank you for pointing that out. And there's many different ways you can resolve karma, folks. And well, I'm not really going to get into that. It's up to you to decide what your method of resolving karma is. But the quicker you do it, the faster we can get out of this mess. And I'm certainly going to do my part as well. And folks, I encourage you, please learn how to handle the truth. Don't be like, well, we can't expose all this stuff, this secret stuff, because humans can't handle the truth and they'll not be able to go along with it because of the shock of being lied to for so long. No, get over that. We need to be able to accept it. We need to be able to handle it, or else freedom ain't coming. So learn how to handle the truth, folks, and prove people like Corey Good wrong when he says it's not going to be a kumbaya moment when all this secret technology is released, because people aren't going to be able to handle the shock of being lied to. I think we can handle the shock. It's all a matter of self-discipline, and if we resolve the karma, we can solve that. So I guess I might as well bring the interview to a close at this point. It's been about an hour, and that's the maximum that I need for Costa.tv uploads. They only allow for an hour maximum. But
I give you this, Andrew, I give this message to humanity.
Okay.
Do meditation. Trust that everything is going to change. Everything is going to be all right. And Earth will be a paradise in a matter of years. A few years. It has been already decided long ago by the guys of the planet. Do meditation, close your eyes, and think that everything is going to work out. And repeat Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, which is the biggest, most powerful mantra on the planet, which means I worship the infinite God inside of me. And know that everything is going to be wonderful on this planet. Do not believe the media. Do not believe what you see around you. Do not listen to negative thoughts of people. And just know that do as spiritual life as you can. That's all you have to do. You wake up in the morning, you do your meditation before going to work. You come back from work, you do mantra, you do meditation, you help people. Do something, do some work for people, help the people, the poor, help the handicapped people, anything you can do. This is the moment to help people now. When I was young, one of my masters said to me, do not be a monk, help people now. And this is called karma yoga. Karma yoga, it means helping people. Spirituality now is to help people. It's no more the time to be in a cave and be in meditation all the time. I do that because I'm a rare being, but it's very rare. My master said that I'm rare among the rare. So it's my name, Nityananda, my spiritual name. It's eternal bliss. So I'm eternal bliss. But now in Italy, I teach meditation. I teach mantra. I have groups in Telegram and Facebook. I wrote a book. I'm writing a second book. I'm doing videos on YouTube. I'm going to make a DVD. I'm going to start an organization to start the new era. The organization is called the New Renaissance, Planetary Renaissance. We will start the new era in Italy right now. And we'll go right here. And we are going to start make a DVD presentation where we simply say what's going to happen, because this planet is going to change completely in the next couple of years. We will have just the fact we will have a machine that you touch a button and it materializes instantaneously what you want, everything you want. The United States Army has that since 40 years. The United States Army has 9 kinds of teleportation and 8 kinds of time machine. The U.S. Navy can teleport you to Mars and go back with the time machine. They did it with Corey Good. So we will have technologies so much advanced that we will not need to work. We will not grow old. We will not die. We will be all enlightened. we will be with all our chakras open, our DNA completely reactivated, just in a couple of years. So be happy, because this is what is going to happen. That's my message.
Yeah, thank you for getting those few things in there before I bring this to an end. So wonderful interview. I will upload this as soon as I can. And of course, I'm trying to get the new movie maker thing up on my computer, which may have to wait until Monday before I can do that. So maybe a little time. Bear with me here, but I will send you a link when I do, so you can promote this and all. And good luck on everything that you do. You've been very important on this show. Very valuable, important information you've given out. Thank you very much. Take care. Namaste, and enjoy the rest of your Check Thought Consciousness. Take care,
Thank you
Alberto.
so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. God bless you.
Bless you too. Bye-bye.